Get the cameras rolling. The red carpet rally. Because we are walking through this motherfucker like it's the Oscars. And more importantly, this is our Oscar episode, so it totally makes sense. Because we're going to be talking Best Picture. We're going to be talking Best Actor. And we're going to be talking about how I get all the picks right and Chris is wrong. I have no quotes for this, Chris.
Yeah, I got nothing. Yeah, we're gonna be covering Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, male and female, and each one of us, yet again, will have our wild card spot. Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of How'd You Like That Movie? Tonight, we are going to be doing our rundown of the 94th Academy Awards, which will be airing the 27th of March. This episode is going to come out on the 24th, so you're going to definitely be in the know before the show. So before I throw it over to Scott, I'll throw it over to Scott. Scott, take us away.
Thanks, man. First, I just want to say you look very good, Chris.
So do you. I mean, you're very, very handsome.
Thank you. Yes. So, if you're listening on our pod, skip on to the YouTube and you can see how good we look. Second, I just want to, get in front of Chris and just be like, fuck the Academy. Fuck for not putting it on. Okay, now that we got that out of the way. I'm assuming that's what you wanted to say, right?
Oh, and I'm still gonna say it. Like, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna read off all the people that are getting fucking shafted. But you finish your little whatever it is you do on the show, and then I'll
whatever I do. I bring the relief, the comic relief. All right, no, go ahead, say it.
So as you can see, we are dressed in our finery for the show. I mean, we got to bring it. We're in it to win it. Unfortunately, we're recording at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm drinking coffee, not sparkling wine. I can't do those days anymore. But as Scott was saying, yeah, so fuck you to the Academy. Like a ton of people, directors and actors have all come out against this. I don't know if they can change it. I still hope they do. But let's just remember that the fucking assholes at the Academy decided that animated short categories, all the short categories don't get to be broadcast. Makeup, hairstyling, original score, production design, sound, and fucking editing don't get to be fucking broadcast. And as we know, the crafts, they make the film. It's an ensemble kind of, there's an ensemble aspect to making a film. So fuck you to the Academy. So that's kind of my rant. I think, I hope they change course, but I don't know how they can with the Oscars being on Sunday.
I'm going to tell you how they're going to do it.
Go.
Ready?
Okay.
It's a little thing called picture in picture, in which, during commercial breaks, that's when they run these categories. So literally, you can see the commercial, whatever commercial it's going to be. And then on the other picture, you will see, you can't hear it, but you'll see the nominations. You'll see who goes. And then by the time the commercial is done, it will be the winner doing their acceptance speech.
And the Academy Award for Best Live Action Short goes to Adidas in the goal.
I'm just telling you, it'll work, man. It'll work.
You know what? You might be right. So we will, not only are we going to be checking if Scott's picks are right, we're going to be seeing if they went picture in picture, and then Scott can get the credit for that.
Well, I don't think it'll be enough time because most of the time they steal my stuff, but I give him enough leeway. So I will say this before we start. We all heard our best of 2021, in which I decided to do a popcorn category. And now what does the Oscars do? A fucking popcorn category, which will get aired.
Yeah, that's also fucking bullshit.
I want my credit. So whoever wins, if it's Army
Executive
of the
producer
Dead,
credit, Scott Vega for the Oscars.
I'm gonna be like, idea came from Scott Vega. All right. So how do you want to?
So before we jump in, I just want to give a quick rundown of the kind of the how one gets to the Oscars, just so everybody's aware of like the voting process and everything. So, you know, oftentimes people see who, you know, let's talk like Best Picture, for example, and they go, oh, how come my favorite movie, how come the 6-hour ultra slow-mo upside down black and white version by, you know, Schneider isn't in there, and you're crying your tears out and stuff. Well,
tread lightly.
There's a couple of reasons. So A, there is a requirement to open in a certain amount of theaters for a certain time frame in Los Angeles. I'm not going to get into the specific details of that. So sometimes films, they just don't make that requirement. Second, then your production company or whoever's running that aspect of things has to actually submit, like, you know, documentation, proof that they did meet those requirements, pay some monies and get in. So you may have loved that like super indie thing that opened in Houston. It may not have met the requirements, and then it may not have been submitted by the production company. So then when we get in, the Academy right now is sitting around 9,300 people. For everything except Best Picture, the nominees are actually picked by the people in those sections. So actors are picking actors, the directors are picking directors, and so on and so forth, editors and editors, et cetera, et cetera. Only Best Picture does everybody pick from the pool of available options for even the nominations. And international films in the short film category is done in a totally different manner. And then once the nominations are selected by the individual departments, then all Academy members vote on who wins. And everything except Best Picture is basically just whoever gets the most votes, which if you're here in Canada and you know how our elections work, we call that first past the post. Best Picture.
Where's the orchestra, man? Like, let's get the orchestra going.
I'm almost done. If you would have stopped talking, I would have already been done. Best Picture is done with a runoff ballot. So whoever does win Best Picture has got 51%. Basically, it's got a majority of the Academy's membership. So it is actually the winner. There's no weird splitting of votes. Okay, Scott, now you can go. It's okay. It's good to understand the rules of a game, right? So you're not just like, hey, how come he's getting seven points for doing that with the ball? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I get it. I think we do need an orchestra here, though. If our producer can set that up, right? Because that was way too fucking long to just say people vote and whoever has the most votes wins.
This is it. Your time is through. You're boring.
But sure. Okay, so how do you want to do this? Do you want to do?
We care about two things on this podcast. One of them is Chris's opinion. The other one is educating people. So
I thought it was Chris's runtime. Making sure in terms of this podcast, it's 70-30. 70 Chris, 30 Scott.
Well, and since we're already complaining about how much fucking airtime Scott's getting, I will let you pick the first category.
Okay, but just so we go, because we don't really plan this shit. Are we doing wild card first and then?
That's up to you, baby. The only thing you can't do first is Best Picture.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with my wild card.
Okay, which is?
And I decided to pick actor in a supporting role, and I think this will be the tightest race. And
oh, really? Because I'm pretty sure I know who's fucking winning this, but go ahead. This is male actor. We're talking best supporting male actor. Okay.
Yes. So the nominees are Kieran Hines for Belfast, Troy Kutzer for Coda, Jesse Plemons for The Power of the Dog, J.K. Simmons for Being the Ricardos, and Cody Smith McPhee for The Power of the Dog.
Okay.
Now, for me, this was.
Can I ask you a question before you give your answer?
Yeah.
Are you going to give who you think should win and who you think will win, or is it the same? Is it the same person?
Well, that's the thing. Like, to me, I think this is a two horse race.
Okay, 2-horse race. Okay, my favorite.
Yeah. Oh my God, the Mayo in the middle. But I think it's going to be between Kieran Hines for Belfast and Troy Kutzer for Coda. I think these are the two front runners for the films that I watched. I think these are the two.
Whoa! You can't say the films that I watched because you should have been watching all the fucking films.
I watched them all.
Okay.
I've watched them all, and for the films that I watched, for these films that I watched, these were the two with the stronger performances.
Okay, so who do you think will win, and who would you like to win if they're not the same person?
I think I'm going to go with the latter there. I think who should win and who will win is going to be Troy Kotsur for Coda.
All right, woo, Troy. Yeah, you're getting Scott's seal of approval.
Is that who you thought?
Yeah, so I actually think this is a one-horse race, and it's Troy. Troy won at the BAFTAs. He won at the Critics' Choice Awards. I believe he won at the SAG Awards. Like, it's that motherfucker is sealed up tighter than a drum, in my opinion. His performance was amazing in Coda. I was reading a bit about how his sign language, like some of it was so raw, like R-rate, like they had to like change up some of the stuff he was saying because he was just like going crazy. Like he becomes that fisherman 100%. He deserves the award. I think he's going to get the award. And all the other award shows that I've been following coming up to this, I'll also agree with that statement. So yeah, I think it's Troy Kotsur across the board for Coda as Frank Rossi.
Quick sidebar. Did you know that Lucasfilm hired him for the Mandalorian, and he pretty much wrote the sign language for the Tusken Raiders in the Mandalorian? Yeah.
That's awesome. Like so he basically did all the dialogue for the sign language.
So he created their language. Good job, eh?
That is good job. Good for him. I mean, I'm like I said, I loved his performance, and I'm glad he's getting kind of across the board recognition. And I mean, before we move off this category, I mean, Cody Smith McPhee also did a great job. He's the only thing other than the cinematography that I liked about The Power of the Dog. It is, unfortunately, it's a tough category. Like you said, Ciarán Hinds from Belfast also did a great job. Yeah, the other people, I mean, J.K. Simmons was fine. Jesse Plemons, I fucking can't stand, and definitely does not deserve to be on this list. So, all right.
Okay, it's your turn.
I mean, you know, let's go. I don't want to go to my wild card yet. So let's go to best supporting, or let's go to best actor, female, or best actress. And the nominees are Jessica Chastain, The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Olivia Colman, The Lost Daughter, Penelope Cruz, Parallel Mothers, Nicole Kidman, Being the Ricardos, and Kristen Stewart for Spencer. So the only one I didn't see on this list, by the way, was Parallel Mothers, which I really, really, really wanted to see, because I really like Pedro Almodovar's work. And so I was having a really difficult time finding Parallel Mothers. It was in the theater for a very short period of time, so I didn't get to see that. Like I said, so I'm not sure if Penelope Cruz could have been the winner. But other than that, like, to me, this is hands down. It's Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye. And I mean, again, she did well both at the Critics' Choice Award and the SAG Award. She won both of those. So I think that she's got a lock on it. Yeah, I think that's who should win, and I think that's who will win. What about yourself?
For me, as well, Parallel Mothers is the only one I didn't see. So I'm going to actually say it's going to be Penelope Cruz for Parallel Mothers.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you just saying that because, like, you just want to kind of throw like
No, I just think it's who would win, just based off of the category, like who the nominees are, right? Mm-hmm. Like Jessica Chastain already won one. Olivia Colman's going to become the new Meryl Streep, where she's literally
nominated like every year.
She's going to be in a hemorrhoid commercial, and they're going to be like best actress, right?
Yeah.
Kidman, same thing. Like, she gets nominated a lot. Kristen Stewart is the other one that I think might be the dark horse that might take it. Mm-hmm. But everything I've read in terms of Parallel Mothers, and it's all about her performance, right? And
yeah,
like I was saying before, and when we were discussing our Oscar films, right? You can have a best picture, but you can have like just like Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump, right? You don't remember the movie, you remember his performance, and
That's right.
why. So everything I've read about her performance is what you remember the most of that movie. So I think it's gonna be her.
And it was Antonio Banderas is the actor I was looking for, who works with Pedro Almodovar. I don't know how to say that last name. It's Spanish last name. I can't say it. So, but yeah, it's Antonio Banderas.
All right. So I guess we'll go to actor then.
Okay.
I'm in the wrong category. All right, here we go. So we got for actor, we got Javier Bardem for Being the Ricardos, Benedict Cumberbatch for The Power of the Dog, Andrew Garfield for Tick Tick Boom, Will Smith for King Richard, and Denzel Washington for The Tragedy of Macbeth. Now,
so give me who you want to win first, versus who you think will win, unless they're not the same.
Yes. So again, I want Andrew Garfield to win.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think it's going to be Cumberbatch, right? But I think
interesting.
Because I think in terms of the work that got released by both actors was very strong in 2021, and they were both in the highest grossing film of the year.
None of those have to do with acting.
You haven't seen it yet? You're gonna love it.
Stop spoiling it, you vile woman!
None of those have to do with acting.
Look, but they were still
neither one of those things that you
they're still both in it, right? But I do think it's going to be Cumberbatch. And if it is Cumberbatch, I do hope he just
brings the rag and goes, this is the cloth that helped
I hope to God he brings the rag, and the whole time he's talking, he's like, "Hey, Sam Elliott, how do you like them apples? You like apples, Sam? Oh, let me put it down here, Sam." But but yeah, I do if Garfield wins, I'd be super happy as well, right? Because I think both performances were good and strong performances, but I did enjoy. I think Garfield had to do a lot more in his film than what Cumberbatch had to do in his.
Okay, so Benedict Cumberbatch is Scott's pick. Andrew Garfield is his wanting desire. So interesting. I think that I would like Andrew Garfield to win for Tick Tick Boom. His performance was fantastic. He's singing, he's playing musical instruments. It was great. I really loved it. He was totally transformative as well. He was in The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Not that that matters, but he also had an amazing transformative role in that as well. But I think Will Smith is going to win for King Richard, and not because I think he should. I think that I saw King Richard and I was like, he's the least capable actor in this movie right now. But mostly Will Smith has cried and complained about not getting an Oscar. And so this year people listened because he won the BAFTA, he won the SAG, he won the Critics' Choice Award. So he's won all the big awards leading up to the Oscars. And I just can't I can't imagine the same people who voted on those awards going to the Oscars and picking somebody else. You know what I mean? So I say that Andrew Garfield should win it, but I think it's going to be Will Smith for King Richard.
Ooh, interesting. All right. So are we doing a bet again like last year?
Oh, shit. Did we have? I don't think I actually ever.
No, you did.
Bet. Oh,
no, you did. Yeah. You had to go on the next pod after the Oscars and be like, Scotty's the best.
Okay, well, we can make that bet again if you want.
All right, because we got a couple different ones, so I'm kind of going with this. All right, go with yours.
So I'm gonna jump to my wild card spot, which if you listen to our show last year, which you should still go back and listen to it and just see how amazing we are. I'm doing best international feature film. So the nominees are from Japan, Drive My Car, directed by Ryusuke Hamaguchi. From Denmark, Flee, directed by Jonas Poher Rasmussen. From Italy, The Hand of God by Paolo Sorrentino. From Bhutan, Luana, A Yak in the Classroom, directed by Pauo Chonig Georging. And from Norway, The Worst Person in the World, directed by Joachim Trier. So first off, the only one I did not get a chance to see was A Yak in the Classroom. It looks really great from the trailer. I just never got around to seeing it. There was a lot of really good films in this category, so I would recommend watching every one of these films. I think the winner is, and the film I actually hope wins, is Drive My Car, which is a fantastic film. It 100% deserves, it is on the Best Picture list as well. It definitely deserves to be there. Beautifully shot, fantastic acting, cinematic, a touching story. It's got all the stuff. And I mean, if I was any of these other films in the international category, I'd be like, fuck, should I even go to the Oscars? Because I'm pretty sure that Drive My Car is gonna like walk away with this, because it's won everything that it can leading up to this. It won the Critics' Choice Award, it won the BAFTA. So I think it's pretty much a lock at this point. On that note though, as far as these films, so Flea, an animated film about a family escaping Afghanistan after the war, and there's an LGBTQ component. Amazing film. Hand of God. Did you watch Hand of God?
I didn't watch any of it. Like, well, literally, in terms of our relationship, what would make you think that I would go out to watch like an international feature?
Well, because you're an international feature yourself. You're Portuguese, right?
Yeah, yeah, but like in theaters, like this is at home.
And the Hand of God is available on Netflix. So I think you should. I want you to take a look at it, and you can even just like DM me and let me know what you think, because it's basically like a coming of age story set in the 80s when Maradona goes to play for, I think, Napoli or whatever, and it's about this like young guy and his family, his Italian family, who are fucking crazy and all kinds of crazy shit's happening. It's really well shot. It's fun. Like I said, it's I want to know what it's like, because you come from a big Portuguese family as well, and I want to know if there's any similarities there. And The Worst Person in the World, amazing script, amazing cinematography and acting. I saw it in the theater, but because it basically follows like a person's life for like a period of time, there's points that are like super slow, because sometimes in people's lives things are super slow. So if you get a chance to see Worst Person in the World, watch it at home, unless you're going to watch it on your fucking laptop and go to the movie theater. But just like be aware that there's going to be some kind of slow spots. It's actually done in like little sections. So
similar to like Boyhood.
Yeah, but it's done in like chapters, right? So if you're gonna watch it at home, you could just like watch a chapter and then like watch something else and then like come back and watch it. But you do need to see Worst Person in the World, especially if you're a film person, because even just the techniques and the styling used in it is amazing. So yeah, Drive My Car. I think Drive My Car is gonna walk away with Best International Feature Film.
Yeah, me too. Only because it was nominated for Best Feature too. So they're not going to give it for Best Feature. They're going to give it here. So I don't need to watch them to know who's going to win.
All right. I guess we're going into the actor categories.
We just finished all of them.
We did. You are correct. So
it'd be directing.
Yeah, I guess we're moving through this pretty quick. Our Oscar show is like way better than the Oscars because it's fast and we still cover all the fucking material.
There you go. All right, for directing, we got Kenneth Branagh for Belfast, Drive My Car. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that.
Good for you.
Licorice Pizza, Paul Thomas Anderson. The Power of the Dog, Jabe Champion. West Side Story, Steven Spielberg.
Okay, now give me who you want and give me who you think will win, unless they're not the same.
Wait, I'm just so I'm 100% right. Licorice Pizza was okay. Yeah, it is, because I want to get into I want to get into Licorice Pizza, but we'll do it when we talk about Best Picture. Okay, so for directing, who I think is gonna win and who should win, correct?
Yep.
Branagh should win.
Okay, for Belfast?
Yes. Now, I think there is a very, very fucking good chance that it's going to be Spielberg for West Side Story, which I will be very disappointed, because I think out of all of it, like West Side Story in terms of direction was very paint by the numbers.
Because
right?
it's basically it's West Side Story. Like
Yeah.
you go back and you make a couple alterations and then you do
Yeah,
West
you
Side
add
Story.
a crane shot here and a crane shot there. That
Here a
but
crane, there a crane, everywhere a crane shot.
and they're like, okay, here's a drone, but here's a drone shot. But yeah,
I wish
like
there was more drone shots in the original West Side Story film.
sure. Sure.
Drones didn't exist, man. That's the fucking joke. Come on now.
I know.
Come on.
But yeah, again, I never saw Drive My Car, but I think like for out of Belfast, everything that was done with direction, but also editing, sound, and cinematography, when they have, because the whole point of view is the point of view of the 12-year-old boy and the family. They're always in black and white because it's the past. But whenever you see a TV, whenever you see the anything that's outside their range of vision, which is black and white, that it's all in color. And like how he incorporated that, I thought was amazing. So I do hope it is Kenneth Branagh for Belfast that wins it.
But you think it's going to be?
I think there's a very slight chance it's going to be Spielberg, because it's his first time directing a musical. So
yeah, so he should totally get an Oscar.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. Like if and you know how much I love fucking Spielberg.
I know. I'm surprised you're actually going against grain.
But I don't even think he should have been nominated. I really think it should have been Edgar Wright for Last Night in Soho. Should have took it over, like, for what he did in terms of that film, 10 times more than what Spielberg did.
Interesting. Yeah, so we're definitely in two different places on this. So again, I did see Drive My Car. I love Drive My Car, and I think Rizuki Hamaguchi should be winning. Like it is fucking a tour de force, this film. Unfortunately, I think Jane Champion's going to win for The Power of the Dog, and that's because she won the BAFTA, she won the Directors Guild Award, she won the Critics' Choice Award, and everybody's fucking jerking themselves off about this fucking thing. And I actually think that, sorry, you mentioned him at the beginning, who was talking shit about Power of the Dog and made all the like kind of like veiled homo. Well, they weren't even veiled.
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott.
I think I know it. I don't know. I think if public perception was anything, I think she also won the foot in your mouth thing.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. I actually think, but just if Sam Elliott would have not said this, I think that The Power of the Dog actually would have had less traction, because I think, like, within circles and stuff like that, people were starting to be like, it feels a bit overhyped or whatever. But now all of a sudden, now it becomes like it's almost like we're standing up for something by voting for this film. And I'm not suggesting that the people are not standing up against something. Like, I think Sam Elliott's comments were fucking stupid. But it gave it a certain amount of like progressive punch. That I don't think it really deserves. Like, I mean, it's again, and we're going to talk more about my opinion on this film, but I think if Sam would have just shut his fucking mouth, it would have had less traction. And again, it's won all the awards leading up. Writers Guild is tonight, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think it's going to be Jane Champion for The Power of the Dog.
Yeah, but again,
let's talk about the feet in the mouth.
Yeah, I think for her,
that was the comment was made at the Critics' Choice Award, right?
Yeah, and she literally demeaned Venus and Serena Williams' story because she goes, I actually have to go up against guys. You don't.
Oh, that's cold.
What, like, and I guess I can see, because I think they were presenting the award, right? Venus and Serena?
Maybe, yeah.
And I can see how in her mind it was a joke. Like, but to everybody else, it was like, that's the worst joke ever. Like, there was nothing about that statement that needed to happen. Like, hey, you guys are like these world-class, unbelievable, world-famous athletes.
Yeah,
And
once
instead
in
of
a
just being-
generation athletes.
Instead of just being like, hey, it's so good to like win this award and be up here with these other like powerful, strong people, not even just women, but people. I got to get up there and be like, yeah, I mean, you're good, but like, I made a movie against guys. Like, fuck off. Like, just shut the fuck up if you don't have anything fucking useful to say.
Get the fuck out of here.
Unless you're me. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that's the thing. But the other reason I think, to be honest, Belfast, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the reasons I think Braun is going to get it is
nobody else has given him an award, but the Oscars are going to. Okay, let's go.
But listen, the Oscars are very much a reflection and a mirror of what's going on in society.
Sure.
What's going on in society right now?
War in the Ukraine, COVID-19, white
so
nationalism.
war in the Ukraine. So Ukrainians fleeing their homes. What's the story of Belfast?
Well, it's people in Ireland, Northern Ireland. Some of them leave, some of them stay.
Right, but it's seeing that, right? And then you have, I think one of the most powerful messages at the end, when it's like, for the ones who stayed, for the ones who left, and for the ones who were lost, right? And you can just literally reflect that right onto what's going on with the Ukraine. And I think that's what is going to flip it for Belfast, because you can see, like.
But why for best director versus say best picture then? Is it just because, again, like best picture is just like it's almost like they'll throw him the bone on the best director, and then the best, unless maybe do you think it's gonna, like, we're gonna be moving?
We'll get there.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to jump in the best picture now then?
Yeah. So it's your turn. So fucking do it.
Here it is, man. The purebreds. The nominees for best picture are Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, West Side Story. So, man, yeah, there's a lot of good films in there. There's a lot of like films I don't think should be in there. I definitely I was conflicted between the two I think should win Best Picture. And I'm pretty sure I know who's going to win Best Picture.
Hey,
go ahead, Jim.
Connor McLeod. There can be only one.
There can be only one.
So you can't be the two that should have won Best Picture. You can pick one that should have won and one you think is going to win.
Okay, so who I think should win, and then I am going to talk about my second choice. I think Drive My Car should win. I think it is actually the best picture out of all of those films. It has all the stuff that I talked about in our last couple episodes about scope, emotional hook, screenwriting. It has all the the acting chops, cinematography, editing. It is the best picture. Boom. I also really, really like Nightmare Alley by Del Toro. And it just isn't seem to be registering on anybody's radar. And I don't know why. It's beautifully shot, great story. I know it's an adaptation. The fucking acting is fantastic. Seriously, the fucking cinematography is just fucking dope. Like it's that neo-noir kind of vibe, really like low-key lighting and stuff. It's so awesome. If you have not seen Nightmare Alley, go watch Nightmare Alley. And I don't know, and I mean, maybe we can talk about this. I don't know why it didn't get more traction. It's won very few awards, if any, and I don't know why. Like, I just don't know why. It's so good. Do you have any comments on that before I say like who I think will win?
Yeah, like there's a couple films here as well that I don't understand why they're on here. Like Dune's one. Like, how can you give Dune Best Picture but not Villeneuve Best Director?
Best Director, yeah.
Same with Gilmore. Like Guillermo, sorry, Del Toro.
Yeah.
Like he's not even like, this is the only nomination in terms of that, right? Like Kate Blanchett, nothing for
Yes.
acting, right? Bradley Cooper, nothing for acting, right? Which you would think like those two, like they captured that screen.
Oh
in
yeah,
this
and
film.
even like the supporting roles, like William Dafoe, and like you saw it, right?
Yeah, we fucking discussed it in our
Yeah,
best
yeah,
of
yeah. I'm just
2021.
yeah. And it's like you're right. Like all of those, you figure at least they get the nod, right? Like at
Yeah.
least they. So why do you think no? Like why do you think nobody?
And that's the thing, like and like when we go, like I don't understand how Jesse Plemons and Cody Smith gets it for Power of the Dog.
Yeah,
Right?
like one or
Like,
the other.
Yeah, you get one
And
best
it's not
supporting
Jesse
actor.
Plemons. Like, he's not as good. He's not as good, right? So I don't know.
But yeah, like even Don't Look Up, right? Like why is that on there when nothing else, right? So, and I get like how when we're doing the Oscars, I said for me the best picture is the film that encompasses everything. So you have The Perfect Storm, so the acting was solid, the
Also a
directing was
very good
solid.
movie.
Yes, sure. All right, we'll do a George Clooney thing later and Mark Wahlberg. But yeah, so in terms of that, I do think when they opened it up to 10 pictures, I think they're just like, we already know who the ones we're going to do, but let's just throw some of these movies in so people
like
don't
filler.
yeah, so people don't get mad at us, because I think this happened with because of Ryan Coogler with Black Panther, because Black Panther should have been nominated but never was, and then the next year is when they opened it up to like 10 pictures, right?
Oh, okay.
So who do you think?
So and I just before I say that, so also I was actually shocked. I was doing my last set of notes. I didn't realize Coda actually just won from the Producers Guild, which again, I don't think it's enough to carry it through any of these other films. That again, I think these other films are much bigger films, they're much more cinematic than Coda was. But I was shocked that the producers actually picked Coda at their Guild Awards as their pick for best feature film. But unfortunately, I fucking can't stand this film. I think it's going to be The Power of the Dog, man. And it's because of some of the things I've already said. It won at the BAFTAs. It won at the Directors Guild Awards. It did not win the Producers Award. So when I originally looked at this, I thought, oh, it's going to be a sweep. It's going to be a sweep across the board. So it may not win at the Oscars, but it's definitely like the film to beat right now. And I've seen some big directors like Scorsese and Sofia Coppola and stuff come out in defense of it, which again, when I read some of their defenses, it's more about addressing what Sam said, and it's less about the actual film, which again makes me feel like it's become like an activist film and not being based on its merits as a film. But I mean, like, I'm sure people are gonna be like, you're not fucking Martin Scorsese. Scorsese knows everything about directing. You fucking clearly don't. It's like, fair enough. But I like I said, I do not enjoy this film from a technical standpoint or from a storytelling standpoint. I thought it was miscast. I thought the cinematography was good. I thought there was like no chemistry between the actors. The fucking story is fucking kind of fucking pointless and meanders all over the place. I like the directing was not good.
Boring.
Again, but I've beaten this dog and I've beaten this horse enough. But I do think it's going to get the trophy.
Okay, so for me, first, like I said, I want to get into Licorice Pizza because I'm still trying to figure out what that movie is. I don't know if it's the origin story of a soon-to-be cult like leader, like Manson and stuff, because that 15-year-old kid just encompasses every adult. He just makes everybody follow him.
Yeah.
Or it's the future story of the next like statutory rape case in the 780s, right? Because
how old is the woman supposed to be? Isn't she like
28?
25? Oh, 28.
28 and he's 15. And then to literally have the fucking balls that the movie ends with her saying I love you.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got to be fucking.
And in the post-credit scene, then it's the police arresting her.
Yeah, like because that's the thing. Like I didn't know like the best part about that movie, and I do hope they make a sequel out of this.
A sequel?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I want a fucking biopic of John Peters, played by Bradley Cooper, just fucking wearing that white fucking jumpsuit and being like, I'm from the streets. Be like, you're from the streets, I'm from the streets. That was the most amazing fucking.
Bradley Cooper was fantastic in that like little section.
Yeah, like, well, I'm assuming you don't really like, you know who John Peters is, right?
I don't know enough to like have a conversation about it. Do you?
Yeah, so John Peters was, if I'm not mistaken, he was Barbra Streisand's hairdresser, who then became this big time Hollywood producer.
Oh, okay.
He produced the Superman movie. He he produced like with Christopher Reeves.
Yeah.
I produced
I got
that one. He also produced Wild Wild West with Will Smith.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, he is this big time. And if you haven't heard it, I would like fucking. It's the it's not stand up, but the first Q&A Kevin Smith did, like Silent Bob Speaks.
Oh, okay.
And he has a whole fucking segment of his interaction with John Peters.
Oh, like Kevin Smith's interaction with him.
Yeah, when he
Okay.
was writing what would have became like the Superman movie after Christopher Reeves, right? But they never went with his script. Superman Returns was not Superman Returns, but whatever. Superman Lives is what it was called. But that 10-15 minutes of him just talking about it, you will fall on your floor like fucking laughing at just how fucking batshit crazy this guy is.
So what is that? Just because I definitely want to check that out.
I think it's Silent Bob Speaks, or I don't know. It's just the first recorded Q&A he released
with Kevin Smith.
Yeah. So I'll say that in terms of Licorice Pizza, I have no idea. West Side Story.
Hold on before we move off Licorice Pizza. So I think my comment on Licorice Pizza was like I was super excited to see it. It's like, oh, Paul Thomas Anderson. I sat down, I started watching it. By the end of it, I'm like, is this Paul Thomas Anderson's best version of a Wes Anderson film, like from early in his career? Because it's like, for a guy that has like the filmography that he has, like I guess he's trying to doing some different stuff. But the fucking thing's a mess. Like, there's no real like continuity in the story. It kind of moves all over the place. It has really interesting little sections, but for the most part, I'm like, this movie fucking sucks. I mean, it looks really nice, but it doesn't go anywhere, right? It's sort of like a Fiat with a Ferrari body on top of it, or no, a Fiero with a Ferrari body on top of it. It looks real nice, but it doesn't really fucking go the way it's supposed to go. So,
all right, sure. So, okay. So I am not going to go with you, and I don't think Power of the Dog wins.
Okay.
I think her foot in her mouth pretty much cost the best picture.
Oh, okay. That'll be interesting to see.
So who I think will win is going to be Coda.
Really? Again, like I said, it's only got one award at the big level, like for a feature film, right? So
like in terms of a film and what had to be done in that film, if you think about it from a standstill, right? There's not obviously much dialogue in this movie.
Well, there is. It's just done in sign language.
No, but that's what I'm saying, right? Like you follow it and you're encompassed and you feel like when they're like fucking going off and doing their sign language, like swearing at people, like showing their anger, like you feel that fucking shit.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
and I think in terms of all these films, Coda, the one scene where after she did her musical performance, right, and the dad brings her, like they go home, he brings her out and they sit on the truck and he was like, I need you to sing for me. And then he's just putting his hands on, like, I know that scene alone, like fucking won it best picture.
Well, that's your Oscar clip, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the one they're gonna show. And Coda, and it's like that's a fucking that's that. So that is a perfect example of when I'm talking about an emotional hook. Like that is like emotion.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like because you preface it with him talking about the stars, right? Like how in the city he doesn't see as many stars as when he's on his boat,
Mhm.
right? And then he's literally checking to see if his daughter is going to be a star, right? And seeing if she has it, right? And then he's like, yeah, he's like, louder, feel it, right? And then like she's giving it her all. They're both fucking tearing up. And then he's like, fuck it, we're going, right? So I think in terms of that and everything that had to be done for this film, like not only the cinematography, but you got to think of the camera angles in which you can physically see the sign language.
That's a very
Right?
good point, because you can't just like have this like over the shoulder shot because you've got dialogue playing over top, because like if you can't see them, you can't hear them, right?
Right. And that's the thing. And then every bit is emotional, right? Like you feel their emotion, you see it in their performances, and like technically you see their range of acting just through their sign language.
Yes.
So I think in terms of that is what's going to give it the fucking best picture, because in terms of the perfect storm, that was the perfect storm of a film.
So you think it is going to win, and is it also the one you would like to win? It sounds like you want it to win.
I do want it. I think it should win, and I want it to win, but I think it's going to be Belfast. I think Belfast is going to take best picture.
Jesus. Okay.
Right. But if Coda does it, I will not be surprised, and I'll be like, there you go. Right. Because
And you're concerned that, is there any concern that West Side Story will get it, or are you just thinking Spielberg for directing?
I think it would just be Spielberg for directing. I don't think, like, in terms of film, like, I don't think it has enough in terms of to like get it to best picture. But for all I know, he could have taken the lessons from Saving Private Ryan, and Spielberg could be doing a whisper campaign like no fucking business right now about all Power of the Dog is Samuel Cumberbatch with a cloth. That's it. That's all it is.
I have heard that it's just interesting that you bring up the, not just the whisper campaign, but as we talked about, the idea of truly campaigning in the manner that Harvey Weinstein did for Shakespeare in Love. That's kind of like, other than the negative stuff, that's kind of how Oscar campaigns are done now. Like full page ads, like just fucking balls to the wall. The Power of the Dog, supposedly, I've read a couple articles about, it's everywhere right now in Los Angeles, right? Like billboards on babies' backs.
Yeah, I think they're
that
paying.
is campaigning.
I think they're paying other actors to dish it. I think
so?
they're paying Sam Elliott to fucking be like, hey, right?
Well,
like,
if they would like,
to say.
I mean, I think the voting is closed, but I mean, next year, if they would like, they can pay us so that we can really be the juggernaut that we are, and you know, swing best picture.
Listen, next year we're gonna be there for best short, and it's not even gonna be aired.
Yeah, then all of a sudden you're gonna be like, this is fucking bullshit, man. Heart and soul.
I'll still fucking walk the red carpet, but
show up, bam.
I'll be like, best short, motherfuckers. But yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. But I also think, because of the backlash that's going on with the Oscars, right? With everything you're saying, with people saying that, you know, nobody cares about the Oscars, no one wants to watch the Oscars. That's why I think this year, especially, right, they're gonna make it so you have to watch it, because they're gonna bring out the spoilers. They're gonna be like, holy shit, right? There's gonna be Warren Beatty, fucking everyone being like, oh, best picture is this movie. No, it's fucking not. And right,
it's King Kong. You're like, what? It wasn't even fucking nominated. What?
Yeah, they're gonna be like, and the best fucking teen choice award thing, that like all of a sudden fucking Justin Bieber is coming out and he's singing "You Can't Say No to Bruno" or whatever the fuck that song is, right? That it's just gonna be like a spectacle.
Can you give us an update on the baby cry fucking award that they're trying to give out there?
Oh, I didn't even look at that, but the Oscar fan favorite award, I think. Yeah.
Is Cinderella still like winning or whatever? Or?
Oh, I don't know, man. Oh, I think it's closed now.
Oh, okay, but I mean, you don't know where they were at the last bit.
No, because they're not actually going to. Yeah, they're not actually gonna say who won it until the Oscars, right? It was just kind of like, here's your top 5
Gotcha.
kind of films, and then when they do the nomination, yeah, it's closed now, and you don't even see who the top 5 anymore are. But oh my god, if it's fucking Zack Snyder, I'm gonna laugh my fucking ass off, because even Power of the Dog was one of the top 5 because of all of this, right?
Jesus.
So
Anyway. Okay.
there's no way
well,
that's a fan favorite film.
We that's our Oscar show. I mean, tune in next week and to hear what we have to say, and then tune into the Oscars if you want, or you can boycott it because they didn't want to fucking show all the fucking craft positions, which is fucking bullshit. So anyway, Scott,
let's not do that. What I want everybody to do is go back, re-listen to this episode, and just write down the categories and put Scott, Chris, and then.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna put Scott, full stop.
No, put Scott, Chris, who our picks are, and then literally just play it along. Everyone I get right, take a shot.
Everyone you get right of mine, take a shot.
Yeah, everyone Chris gets right, drag a ball. Right? Let's just see how fun the Oscars can be,
and how fucked up you can get.
Yeah, and if we're both right, that's a shot and a ball at the same time, like that. All right, but no, that is it. Thank you. And that is our wrap for the day. Please like and subscribe to this podcast. Tell your friends. If you want to get a hold of us, reach us at the www.howdyoulikethatmovie.com. What I want everybody to do is go back, re-listen to this episode, and just write down the categories and put Scott, Chris.
Oh,
And
I thought you were
then,
just going to be put Scott, full stop.
No, put Scott, Chris, who our picks are. And then literally just play it along. Everyone I get right, take a shot.
Everyone you get right of mine, take a shot.
Yeah. Everyone Chris gets right, drag a ball. Right? Let's just see how fun the Oscars can be.
And how fucked up you can get.
Yeah. And if we're both right, that's a shot and a ball at the same time. All right. But no.
Production by Rod Shaver, Vader Monkey Productions.